Hi, I'm Christian Levy with miracleofyoga.com. The soles of the feet are an extremely valuable and important part of the body to understand how to work in all of your yoga poses. Sitting in Dandasana, the staff pose, with both legs extended forward, is a great place to learn how to work the feet. You can do the same position laying on your back with the legs up the wall. Here, obviously, it's more relaxing, there's less stress, and you can really concentrate on how to work the feet. Just like the hands should have maximum extension, so too should the soles of the feet and the toes. And when you practice this, you'll see for yourself that when you really get your mind in the soles of the feet and start to spread your awareness through the toes, the entire soles of the feet, the heels, the center of the arches, the balls of the feet, and the toes, the legs become much, much more active in the yoga postures. Let's do Dandasana. Feel free to sit up on a block. Feel free to sit up on blankets so that the posture is easier. If you're stiffer, you absolutely should be sitting up so that you don't have this back. This is not a good back. The spine has to be here so you have extension. Sit on up if you're stiff so you don't have a rounded lower back. And give yourself a little bit of extra support so you can really just concentrate on the feet. Now, in general, the outer edges of the feet go forward and the inner arches of the feet come back. So the first thing we have to learn how to do is make the feet as if flat towards the wall in front. The outer edges of the feet have to come back. The inner arches of the feet have to go forward such that the outer balls of the feet are level with the ball of the big toes. From here, see if you can bring the big toes together and stretch the toes apart. Now, when you practice stretching through the soles of the feet, you'll see as soon as you stretch the toes, the arches come back, the outer feet go forward. When you make the feet flat again, outer feet back, then the toes come together and toes come together and the feet move apart. So this is really kind of intricate, sophisticated work that you may have to take your time with. It's well worth the time because when you learn how to work the feet correctly, you apply it to every single yoga pose in your foundation in all the standing poses, and the leg work in all of the other yoga postures becomes much, much more effective. Once you have the basic position of the feet, where the feet are flat, not turned, and the toes are beginning to spread, then as you look forward, keeping the spine straight in Dandasana, the chest lifted, bring your mind to the balls of the feet and imagine you can stretch the insides of the balls of the feet to the outsides of the balls of the feet. This is what we call a yogic action because someone wouldn't necessarily see this. However, when you think about stretching the skin, you can clearly feel it. And when you feel it, you feel this action, this activity in the soles of the feet. Now, imagine you can stretch the arches wide, the center of the arches wide in all directions, so that you make the skin on the soles of the feet get broader and broader and broader. At the same time, press the knees down, keeping the kneecaps facing the ceiling. You'll see the more action you bring to the feet, the more the legs become involved. And this essentially is affecting the spine. Believe it or not, the more you work your feet correctly, the more that action goes to the spine. You get better extension in the spine. From here, the toes should shoot up to the ceiling. This is a yogic action. No one's going to see it unless, of course, your toes are this. But this is, the basic action of stretching the toes. Once you get this basic action of opening the toes up, you want to lift the toes up as you press the thighs down to help lift the spine. Now, once you start to learn how to work the feet in Dandasana or laying on your back, then you start to see that you can do the same thing when you're standing. Pay particular attention to how you place the feet in Tadasana. The line between the feet straight, and as you place the feet, you stretch the soles of the feet as much as you can. Palms face the hips, stand straight, look forward in Tadasana. Now, while you stand in Tadasana, after you get the basic alignment and actions of the pose, bring your mind to the soles of the feet. Stretch the toes a little bit wider. Then stretch the balls of the feet to be a little wider. Then stretch the center of the arches to be a little bit wider. This Tadasana, you can clearly feel how there's a change in the legs, the hips, and the spine when you get more action in the feet. And finally, extend the toes forward. Generally, the toes grip and pull back to hold on. The soles of the toes should extend from the arches forward. If your toes are physically gripped, you have to physically make the bottom of the toes, the soles of the toes, come to the floor. Once you get that physical action, then you start to spread the skin on the soles of the feet more, and you shoot the toes forward. As you shoot the toes forward, that'll facilitate the thigh bones moving back, which is key in Tadasana for the tailbone to move in against. Learn how to work the soles of the feet. In Dandasana, laying on your back with the feet up, then bring it to Tadasana, and then start to apply this action in all of the yoga poses. The sole of the foot stretching, the toes extending. All of the yoga poses. No matter what the pose is, the sole of the foot should be aligned, stretching, extending, and then active. I'm Christian Levy with miracleofyoga.com. Thanks for joining me.